Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chess Spice. Today we are at the next topic and it is again the indicators of attack, and we are going to look at the sixth indicator, that is the interference. Last time we covered the concept of barrier, and after barrier we are moving on to the next more tactical point, that is interference. Interference, as the term implies, we can see it is blocking any 2 points. Like suppose there is a line of defense, like here I have taken the first easy example here. The queen on b7 defends the square g7. So queen's support we can see through this line. So if we can block this line, we will say that by putting a piece there, we will say that we are using interference. We are interfering in its path. Secondly, here we can see that if knight takes b6 is done, then knight f4 is checked. So white has to act quickly also over here. It is white to play and win. So what white does here is he notices this bishop is the defender, as he wants to give check to the king. So queen c3, kg8, we see nothing much is happening. So he goes with the strong move rook c7, just qc3 check. If black plays bishop c7, then also qc3 check, kg8, and we see qg7 is made. So the only option would have been qc7, when again after knight c7 we have got the queen also, and there is the threat of qc3. So black resigned over here. So this example was very easy. Now let's look at the complicated case, which is our actual example for today. Now after looking at the introductory position which has explained us what is interference, let's look at a critical case here. It is Grandmasters Imagine White playing against David Bronstein Black. Both are strong grandmasters, and it looks like white has to draw the game. It's white to play, black pawn is spinning out here, and there is a serious imbalance in the position. White has a piece extra and 2 pawns, but the black pawn is queening. Black king is not safe, and it looks like after qd8 or qc8 the repetition is inevitable. But here white finds the winning tactic here. It's not a very easy position, but at the same time, if we are able to use the idea, it's very nice and an instructive case. So here what white sees is the queen is defending the g7 square, pawn is about to queen. Let's ignore this part for some time and try to just look about the weaknesses in the black position. So we are seeing that from e8 we can guard the square g6, and g7 is protected by the queen. So what we see here is if white could play f6, then also he can attack the g7 square with f6 and g7, and f7 check would also be an option. So white tries to look at an idea to interfere. So he gets the move bishop g5, which at first see it looks like a suspectable move, but when we see that after queen takes g5 the h2 pawn is unsupported. So what will happen? After bg5, queen g5, qc8 check, kg7, qc7, h2 is lost. White reaches a winning queen endgame there. He will be 2 pawns up even after f5 is lost. So then he looks at the other ideas. The other point, if f takes g5, then suddenly see f6, and the black king is caught very badly here. King f8 allows qe7, kg8, qg7 mate. h1 cannot queen because of qg7 mate. This queen has no good place to control the g7 square. So it's game over. Finally, after the move bg5, what remains to be seen is what happens after the move h1. What is the point of bg5? There we notice that the bishop and queen act in a tandem. First white picks the f6 pawn and then proceeds on to mate black. So he goes with the move queen e7 check here, blocking the f7 square. Now if king h7, then qg6 check, king h8, bishop f6 mates instantly. Thus king g7 forced, still queen g6 check, again forcing king f8. As I said, king h8 loses to bf6. Now first f6 is taken with check, ke8 loses to qe7, thus kg8 forced, and now we reach the same type of position. with QD8 but without the pawn on F6. So F7 or G7, to both there is Queen E7 check, KG8, QE8 check, KG7 and F6 check. Game over. See how nicely the queen controls white and the bishop guards the black colors. And here black chose to resign because it's made in couple of moves. After the only move king H7, there is queen F7 check, KH8 and QG7 checkmate. So the example was not only very tricky, but I found it very instructive and useful. I hope you will also like the lesson. Do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.